In the distant past, after the chaos of iron and flame subsided,
narration.
Many creatures baked by the witches scattered across the world.
So they said that many creatures scattered across the world, but does that have something to do with the fact that Gingerbread was the first cookie to escape the oven? Man, it's been less than 30 seconds and I'm already asking questions.
They rallied others to their cause. As kings and queens, they ruled the cookies, bringing in a golden age of peace and prosperity.
And too bad for White Lily, she didn't own her own kingdom. Instead, she had to be a sidekick who was the next thing to Jesus. Also, villain narrating the story cliché.
And once more, the world erupted into chaos.
Well, no
Guardians of peace have risen. Twilight covered the land, and the war for destiny begins.
Okay, so I could already feel the corniness of the dialogue coming in from that one line. I get this is an English dub and coming up with something creative isn't easy, but you could have at least came up with something better. You know, it's a real shame that we don't get to see cutscenes like that last one in the game.
Foul, sticky cream. The stench of burnt butter in the air.
Guys, he's referring to glue. Please stop being childish. Also, Golden Cheese has dementia. There's Dark Enchantress, casually floating.
is the meaning of this?
Do you know the real reason why we cookies were created?
That's the same question I asked when I questioned humanity and its evolution.
That's easy. To live and be happy all together.
Hollyberry is the type of lady that always likes to cut to the chase and give short excuses. I mean, honestly, so far, nobody asked for a detailed backstory of why cookies exist.
Oh!
Dark Enchantress Cookie! No!
No. Despite how well animated these anime cutscenes are, the sad reality is we don't get to see them in the game. Aww. Villain wins in the end of the prologue cliché.
Would you stop chasing me?
Gingerbread is a cookie who was well known for being the bravest of the bravest, and yet he runs away from a single cake hound. What great character.
I don't feel well.
And that was Cookie Run Kingdom. The end. Can I go home now?
That's how I escaped and got here.
Huh. Good for you, Strawberry Cookie. The witch was really scary.
Coming from the guy who claims to be the bravest cookie on Earth bread.
Cookies?
Waited and waited and waited.
This skit goes on for a while.
Oh, waited so long we have.
Now the honest question is, are the Sugar Gnomes still sane after not seeing a single cookie for many, I'm guessing, weeks? Just curious.
Wizard Cookie, reset. Try some optimism. Come on, this is amazing! A kingdom of our own!
Really? You're serious? Okay, Gingerbrave. One key question. How many cookies do you see?
Wizard the Realist.
Why, that's a special cookie cutter!
A cookie water? Cookie cutter? Yo, check me out. If I fits, I sits.
Okay, so this is basically Finn the Human's voice actor staying in character, but I'm going to be honest, this was a really corny one-liner. Suddenly Chili Pepper.
Funny face, or you?
It was Wizard Cookie.
Oh, frick off, Brave. So now I want you guys to remember the crown. Why am I telling you guys to remember it? Well, it's because it's never talked about again in the story. Now, in the future video, I'm going to make an explanation explaining how the pacing of Cookie Run's Kingdom story is awful, so keep an eye out for that.
Wait, who are you again? Where do you think you're taking this cool, classy crown? 'Cause it ain't yours, it's ours!
Despite Gingerbrave and his friends being the good guys of the story, they still have the guts to play by finders keepers. Suddenly Custard. Okay, dialogue aside, the voice acting is pretty good, so I'm gonna remove a sin for that.
Amazingly notable nobles. I'm searching for land to build my future kingdom on. These lands look positively, possibly perfect. And as your king, I will rule just and fair. Hey, don't forget, I'm the third, okay? It's very important.
Wow! At last we'll have ourselves a real king! What?
You know, I'm having a feeling that Wizard is the only one with a brain in this story.
Have a star jelly, good sir.
Oh yes, star jellies. The one thing that encourages the player base to grind.
What'd you say your name was again, kid? Custard Cookie? You said you want to be our king?
It's Custard Cookie the Third, if you please. Third of this name, thank you very much.
Right. So, Mr. Third of this name, how exactly you gonna build your so-called kingdom, kiddo? A real king works hard.
Chili Pepper shamelessly gave the poor kid a harsh reality check. Random people providing to random people cliché. Trying to act tough cliché. You know, Chili Pepper is by far the most one-dimensional character in the story, so I'm gonna add 5 extra sins for that.
You know my name? Learn it, love it, feel it. My name, Choco Warehound Brute.
Choco Warehound Brute.
Look at our banner fluttering in the wind.
The castle's vaults must be popping sky high with treasures.
In conclusion, Chapter 1 of Cookie Run Kingdom was alright. Sure, the writing wasn't at its peak, and some of the characters were lackluster, but even with those flaws, it's still watchable and it's still enjoyable, somehow. Well, I wouldn't say enjoyable because I kind of had a habit of when I watch a Cookie Run Kingdom cutscene, I would watch them once and then never watch them again. So, something's gotta be wrong. But anyways, this whole video was just based on my opinions, and you don't have to follow my opinions. I think it's best if you guys just watch it for yourself and share your own thoughts in the comments below. But still, I think this chapter was okay. And maybe if I get enough motivation and views, then maybe I'll make a video about Chapter 2. So, yeah, I have Claritos, and I'll see you later. Bye.